Hello and welcome back. In today's video, I'll show you how to correct a posted purchase invoice. There's three different methods to correct a posted purchase invoice. The first one is called correct, the second one is called cancel, and the third is called Create Corrective Credit Memo. Each one is designed for a different type of mistake, and I'll walk you through all three. Okay, what we'll do now is we'll navigate to a posted purchase invoice. There's a couple of ways you can do this. Search for it by typing in posted purchase invoices. And this brings up a list of posted invoices. There's three here that I prepared earlier for this demonstration. Of course, you can also navigate to them from the actual vendor. But for our demonstration purposes, we'll do it from the posted purchase invoice list. So we'll navigate to the first one, which I've called correct, and we will correct this by using the correct function. So we can open this. And if we just look at show more here, and look at this option here where it says cancelled no and corrective no. Once we've actually corrected this, this will then show yes. So we'll go to the drop down menu over here, and here are the three methods to correct the purchase invoice as I explained earlier. So just a couple of things that I'd like to mention. This is the best option when the entire invoice is wrong. So what it will do is it will create two documents, a creative credit memo that will reverse the original invoice, and then a second document will be a new purchase invoice with the same details, which then you can edit as required. It's probably the fastest and the cleanest method for full corrections, and it keeps the audit trail intact, so everything is linked. And you simply just post another invoice into the system. So let's go with correct. So if I click correct here, you'll see a short description first of all what it's going to actually do, and we'll press correct. And there, Business Central gives us a short description of what it actually is going to do. So do you want to continue? Yes. And we'll press yes to that. And there we have a new invoice created for us to edit however we want. And the old one has now been cancelled. So for example, what we'll do is we'll change the quantity of this one to 2. So now we've got £200 excluding VAT, and we can post this invoice. It's giving us an error here. Obviously, it's picked up an invoice that I corrected earlier in preparation for this demo. So what we need to do is just change the invoice number. So we'll just tab out of this and perhaps add -01 to this. We'll try that again. And there you have it, the invoice has been posted. We don't need to look at the posted invoice, but I will show you the transactions. So there we have the new invoice here that's been corrected, which now shows a net amount of 200 and an amount including that of 240. We have the old invoice here, which I'll just click into now. And as you can see, it's now showing yes in the cancelled field. Okay, so that's how to correct an invoice. We'll next move on to how to cancel an invoice. Okay, we'll just open this invoice. Click the drop down. We have the cancel functionality here. Now, the key points to mention here is you should use this when you say, for example, duplicated an invoice, posted an invoice to a wrong vendor, or posted an invoice by mistake. So what this functionality actually does, it creates a corrective credit memo, but it does not create a new invoice as we saw in the previous example. What it will do is it will mark the original invoice as cancelled, so you can't correct it again. And it's basically a clean deleting action with no follow-up document to edit. Again, we have a little description, and we'll press continue on this. Yes to that. Press no to that. And there you have it. The invoice is now being cancelled as this field is now turned to yes. So it's quite a simple function. It just basically cancels the invoice. The final method I wanted to show you was the Create Corrective Credit Memo option. So we'll go back to a list of purchase invoices. And again, I've created another invoice for us to practice this on. I've just called it Credit Memo there. So we'll click on that. Go to Correct and just simply select Create Corrective Credit Memo and click on that. And there you have it. It's as simple as that. So if we look down here in the line section, you can see that the invoice for which the credit memo was created has been referenced here via a comment. So say for our example that we've received a discount on this particular purchase invoice of £10 and we want to apply it to that. So all we need to do is adjust the direct unit cost, say to £10. Now, when we post this, it will apply this discount, this credit memo, to invoice here 0004. So we can post this. We'll just have a quick look at this. And there you go. Just a couple of things to mention. This is best used when you only want to make small adjustments to a purchase invoice. Say, for example, you just received a discount or you're returning a part of an order. There's just one final thing that I wanted to show you, and that's the vendor ledger entries relating to this transaction we just done. So we just go to Actions, Other and Vendor, click on the balance here, and here you can see the invoice that we adjusted for the £12. So we have the original amount of £120 and a remaining amount of 108, and that's because Business Central has applied that £12 credit memo. And we can check this by going to Entries, Applied Entries, and here you can see the credit memo that we just created has already been applied. So that's it for today's video. If you've got any questions, please leave comments below. If you've got any suggestions for any further topics that you'd like me to cover, again, leave a comment below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.